Happy Women's Wednesday. Look who we have. There's the natural progressive. Hi, Chris. It's so great to have you here today. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome.
Oh, we've missed you so much, Chris.
Oh, yeah.
I missed all my people so bad.
Yeah, everybody's saying, hi, Chris. Pat the Batman fan.
Hi, Pat.
Sirius. Barbara. Yay. There's Franklin in there.
Red Barbara.
Hey, good. Oh, shoot. Cheese Man. Good shit show morning, beautiful people. Oh, you have such a way with words.
Auntie M.
Auntie M, yeah. Juliet Nickel. Hey, Zeus. Hey, Zeus, what's up? Al Walski. There's Al. Hope you're feeling good, Al. Al, he had to make a trip to the medical facility the other day, and he came home, and he's good. We're happy. We hope you're feeling better, Al. Melissa H. Good morning. Well, hey, we got a full chat this morning. So, Christine.
I'm out of practice. I'm sorry about that.
Oh.
Okay, I forgot to shut my sound off on YouTube.
No,
so
that's
sorry.
okay. You got your earbuds in?
I'm totally out of practice.
Got your earbuds in?
No.
Oh, well, see, that's what I'm good for.
I asked you if I needed them. You said my sound was good.
Yeah, you do. You sound good. You really do. She sounds good, doesn't she?
Yeah. We're not getting any.
Then I'm not going to mess with them.
Yeah, don't mess with them. Yeah, don't mess with them.
I'm very sensitive.
No, don't put anything
okay.
in your ears. It's like having a wet willy but times 2. So
I get phantom earbud fillings, and I'll go to bed from wearing my earbuds all day.
Yeah.
I'll feel like there's earbuds in my ears.
Yeah,
I do that too.
Yeah.
I do that too. Even though I haven't done it for so long, I still sometimes like, oh my gosh, I think there's something in my ears.
A dingo ate me, baby. Good morning, a dingo ate. And Brent McKinney. Hey, Brent, what's up? Oh,
Cheese Man.
yeah,
Hello.
yeah, Cheese. He's mowing lawn, so I won't be able to chatting much. Looking forward to the convo. Laugh out loud. Yeah, Chris, tell us what you've been doing before we get into this shit show of a debate.
Oh my gosh. No, I mean, I'm sorry I've been absent from my channel. I really, really am. I'm going to get back to it. It's just I'm going through, trying to get through, like, I'm on full-time disability right now through my insurance, and now I have to apply for Social Security disability. And I've had heart surgery in the last month.
Wow.
So I got to keep my stress levels down, and I have a social anxiety, so it drives my anxiety to be on, drives my anxiety to look at emails, it drives my anxiety to look at comments. So I just separated. I had to take a break. So I hope y'all understand. I love all of you guys. Every single one of you are wonderful people. So I thought I'd pop on with Oz and Chanda and let you know I'm still alive.
Oh, thank you so much. And when you need to pop off, just say bye and go ahead, because I know how that anxiety. I'm afflicted with anxiety, believe it or not. I live with it 24/7, and the earbud thing. I have terminal tinnitus because of all the years of using headphones and earbuds. Fortunately, I'm not going so deaf, but that ringing is just constant, and that adds to the anxiety. So, we get you. We absolutely get you.
Yeah, and anxiety and a heart condition don't mix very well.
No, not so good. Not so good. So anyway.
People don't realize how hard it is to get yourself together, to sit down in front of these cameras and go live to you guys. There's so much anxiety that goes along with it. I'm getting better about it, as we know.
Well,
I got better about it. Then the heart condition came, and I got.
Well, you just take care of yourself,
Yeah, you do that definitely.
But anyway, Jilly loves here.
Hey, Jilly.
Yeah, Jilly.
Hey, Jilly. Make sure. Speaking of Jilly, make sure you tune in tonight, 5:30. Amos has the progressive update. Amos Elroy, progressive update. Just kidding you, Jilly. But no, it's his first time out there.
Jilly,
so,
I'll look that up. The biofeedback.
Yeah. Oh yeah, biofeedback. That was big in the '80s too. Yeah, big time. Big time.
I'm writing it down right now.
Big time.
To remind me.
Yeah. No, that's really good. I mean,
Thanks
it's
for the advice, Julie.
kind of like Buddhism. So here we go.
Ooh,
Let's get with it here. We had something last night. What would you call what we had last night, there,
shit
lady?
show.
Shit.
Let's be honest.
Probably. I didn't watch it,
So,
but
yeah.
I can guarantee you it was a shit show just by the way the local news covered it.
Yeah,
So,
well, we had a party in the green room when we streamed it over on Rockfin because we didn't want to get beat up on YouTube. But yeah, it was pretty horrible, pretty horrible. So let's see what Amy Goodman has to say about it. I think that sums it up maybe.
Welcome to Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The Quarantine Report. I'm Amy Goodman. President Trump and former Vice President Joe Biden met in Cleveland, Ohio Tuesday for the first of 3 scheduled presidential debates. It was a night filled with chaos and insults as Trump repeatedly mocked and interrupted Biden, who responded by calling Trump a clown and the worst president the nation has ever had. During one exchange, Trump refused to condemn white supremacists after being questioned by debate moderator Chris Wallace of Fox News.
What do you want to call them? Give me a name. Give me a
White
name.
supremacists and
White
right
like me to condemn?
White supremacists and right
Proud
militia.
Boys, stand back and stand by. But I'll tell you what. Somebody's got to do something about Antifa and the left, because this is not a right-wing problem. This is a left-wing. This is a left-wing problem.
Go ahead.
After Trump said these words, the Proud Boys posted a new version of their logo with Trump's quote, "Stand back and stand by." The Southern Poverty Law
Jesus
Center
Christ.
describes the Proud Boys as a hate group whose leaders regularly spout
Unbelievable.
white nationalist memes and maintain affiliations with known extremists. During Tuesday's debate, President Trump refused to tell his supporters not to engage in violence after the election.
Oh, my
Trump
God.
also made false or misleading statements about climate change, the coronavirus, pandemic, cases of election fraud, prescription drug prices, manufacturing jobs, Trump's political endorsements, and more. After headlines, we'll air excerpts of the debate and get response from around the country.
I have no words. I mean, what are the duties?
what did we come to?
Yeah, what
This shit.
how presidential not? And I don't know.
Why don't we just have a food fight to decide who becomes president?
Yeah, that was a high school cafeteria fight last night. Chanda, you were refereeing that thing a little bit last night. What are your feelings?
Well, I see a lot of people talking about how everybody was punching on the left last night. Biden was punching on the left. Trump was punching on the left. Well, why was Trump punching on the left? Trump was punching on the left not because he thinks that he'll get those left voters to vote for him. He was doing it to incite the hate within his base and to get his base riled up, because look at these fucking socialists trying to take over your country. And this Proud Boys bullshit just speaks to that. If you haven't figured out Trump is a racist piece of shit, you're not going to.
No, you're not. It drives me crazy, especially when you see, I'm like Black Trump supporters, but then who are they going to support? They can't support Biden. It's just
exactly.
as racist. So yeah, I mean, he is going to his base, and that's how he's going to win, because nobody is excited about Biden. And either way, no matter who wins, there will be kind of a civil war, I think. But
I think so too.
Yeah, and it's going to take weeks to determine the outcome. Even, they've been talking about how you need to just overwhelm the vote for Biden. Even if it's an overwhelming vote, it doesn't make any difference. They're going to contest it, and if it's a little bit the other way towards Trump, they're not going to say a word. Are the Democrats going to say anything? Well, I think this is the point where Hillary Clinton's advice might be in order. Do not concede whatever, and this is probably the only thing I'll ever say good about Hillary Clinton in this case, but it's still going to be a mess. It's going to throw the country into chaos more than it is now, and it's just going to be a mess.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. I mean, I go to bed at night, ladies, and I don't know what to wake up to in the morning, except I do know when I wake up to ladies like yourselves. I look forward to that. This is therapy for me, talking with people in our chat, with you ladies, and I recommend any of you that want to come in, send a message to Roar Media Live. That would be me, and we'll get you in on the show, please. And I'm going to plug this forever because it is so nice having people not acquire, but people like-minded on what's right and good in society together talking about the issues. So thank you so much again for coming in. And it's so nice having you here today, Chris. I can't tell you, I'm going to be gushing all morning. I did catch a clip here of last night, so I did a little fact checking, and here's the clip.
We have a lot of people. Well, so far, we have had no problem whatsoever. It's outside. That's a big difference, according to the experts. And we do them outside. We have
Okay, just for the heck of it, no negative effects at his rallies. That doesn't count Herman Cain, does it?
No.
Obviously. So once again, the multitude of lies. I don't know how many times Joe Biden lies. He's a proven liar. But Trump lies thousands and thousands of times. And I remember during the W administration, they had a running total of how many lies that he said during his presidency. And I think it topped out at like over 3,000 lies. I mean, consistent. And the meme they used was more than once. So there again, rest in peace, Herman Cain. Not to be too respectful.
Didn't Herman Cain tweet from hell that he didn't get it at the rally?
Yeah, he did. His Twitter was still up, and he was tweeting from hell. I think.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's really really insane. We have, courtesy of Chanda. I hope you all enjoy this, Chris. These memes are mostly from Chanda. This is from last night. Can you relate to that? Biden, Trump, and the American people. We always see that.
I relate to that.
Yeah, we always see that meme of that young couple walking down the street and the guy's turning and looking at some other woman and she's sitting there. I'm tired. This is nice. This is like right on. This is I think that didn't we have a candidate for president, or wasn't that somebody do that where they plugged their ears and they went no. That's kind of along the same thing. Yeah.
We were one step away from that last night.
Yeah. And then there's the other meme. This one I stole it from somebody on Twitter.
The memes were amazing online. They still are. So I got quite a few.
Yeah, and this is one of mine. This is pretty basic,
Grumpy old rapist.
Tonight at 9. I mean, they can use this one, a couple of times coming up.
Which rapist are you voting for?
Yeah, which one, and, that's not proven. Well, for the love of God.
I'm sorry, I believe him.
Give me a break. Chanda, you brought this one to bear this morning. Crystal Ball was losing her shit.
Yeah, I grabbed a bunch of tweets.
Night.
So Crystal Ball was losing her shit. She was watching some failed state shit, and this is utterly unwatchable. And this debate was so miserable that both Howie Hawkins and Joe Jorgensen's websites are down from people searching for an alternative.
Oh my God, Jiminy Christmas! I think you
only.
Yeah, I think people would vote for that. What was that killer clown movie with that scary clown?
Oh, Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Yeah, I don't know. That was that one evil clown.
It.
Yeah.
Probably it.
It's kind of like that dude that you featured yesterday.
Yeah, Dumb and Dumber. Jilly says it like. That's what I was thinking when I was listening to the coverage.
Oh my God, yeah.
Dumb and Dumber. It's only which one's the dumb and which one's the dumber. Because I don't know. I can't tell.
Yeah. Last night's debate was hippie parochial absurdity. I don't know. I don't have the vocabulary to describe it. It's just so basic shit. But it was, we suffered through it, and we're going to watch the next one, but I guess we'll get into more of that. Throwing the wrong punches. Now, this is, Rising again. We got Rising. I had a Democracy Now!, so I can put my Rising up.
He brought the Democracy Now!
All right, Crystal, what's on your radar?
Well, although last night's debate was contentious on any number of issues, there was one area in which Donald Trump and Joe Biden were completely unified. That was in hippie punching the left. There were a few moments of true clarity from Joe Biden within this debate, but the one area where he really was totally crystal clear was on how much contempt he has for and how much he disagrees with the left of the party and how proud he is to have crushed and defeated them in the primary. Let's take a listen.
Christ.
The fact of the matter is, I beat Bernie Sanders.
Not by much.
I beat him a whole hell of a lot. I'm here standing facing you,
Pocahontas would have left
Well,
2 days
I tell
early,
you-
you would have lost every primary.
All
Your party
a lie.
doesn't say it. Your
That
party
is
wants to
simple.
go socialist
My
medicine
party is
and
me.
socialist
Right
healthcare.
now, I am
and
the
they're going to
Democratic
dominate
Party.
you, Joe. You know that.
Yeah,
I am
no
the Democratic Party right now. The platform of the
Not according
Democratic
to
Party
Harris.
is what I, in fact, approved of.
And by the way, he made a couple of statements. The Green New Deal is $100 trillion.
That is not
$20
my
billion.
plan.
That's
The Green
well,
New
you want to
Deal
rebuild every
is not
building.
my plan.
I want to rebuild.
So he's opposed to the Green New Deal, of course, opposed for Medicare for all, opposed to the left's position on policing and criminal justice. Didn't give a whole lot to progressives who are looking for a reason to be
Jesus
excited about
Christ.
voting for Joe Biden. Of course, no one should expect any differently. This is the man who, for decades, has basically made his career on showing how moderate he is, showing how incredibly centrist he is, showing how reasonable he is by punching left. He is the Democratic Party. He's exactly right about that. And anyone who was
approve that.
harboring any illusions that he was going to be FDR and the most progressive president since then, all of this nonsense, should have that completely disabused as of last night.
Okay.
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. They're
Doesn't that
trying
piss
to
you off,
outright
Chris?
each other. When there's two candidates trying to outright each other, the right is going to win every time. And that's exactly what is going on here. They're all fighting for that one right-wing vote.
Absolutely.
Well, 90% is not that way. So
Absolutely, absolutely. The main goal of the DNC and the establishment Democrats is to defeat any left populism. Period. That's it. That's their goal.
for the corporations.
For the
that-
corporations, they live and die by the corporate donor, and that's what they're going for. I think Crystal, along with everybody else, it's not unique what she said. We all saw the whole thing. We all could have, articulated it in one way or another. So,
I
yeah.
didn't see it, but I could have
Well, yeah, those of us. Yeah, but
We're giving you the gist of it.
Yeah.
Though. This is pretty much the whole thing. They were just bickering the whole show.
honestly, Chris.
Yeah, not like I stand for this and this is a policy I'm
No,
going to do.
they didn't talk
It was like,
policy.
you're bad and I'm good. You're bad and I'm good.
No, I was
That's
watching
just bad.
I
Well,
was-
Trump's the
Corporations
best.
are good.
Let's be clear. Trump is the best of everything.
in his own mind. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, well.
yeah, Jimmy.
Ask him. He'll tell you.
Yeah, that's
Not
exactly.
only Crystal was losing her shit on Twitter, Jimmy Dore was just like going off. It
Oh
was
man,
like,
I can't wait to watch Jimmy Dore's.
oh
take.
Jesus
right?
Christ, it's gonna he better
He
take
was
it.
on Combo Couch last night.
Yeah, I watched
he?
it. I
Live,
watched it.
yeah.
Yeah, he came unglued. It's like, give me another cocktail. I mean, this is just insane. So,
Yeah, that's pretty much our life is going to be. Give me another cocktail.
yeah, it is. I mean, we're going to be running moonshine pretty soon because the supply chain's crumbling. So anyway, let's get the rest of this here.
Hey, Jordan Allen. And
I've
shout
heard
out
this
to our
show
Rock
before.
fan viewers.
Oh, yeah. And
This
Chelsea is
mode
here
of
too, by the
politics
way.
from the Democratic Party has really been innovated since the 90s. This was the Clinton innovation of appealing to white suburban moderates in particular and saying screw you in particular to the left of the party in order to win elections. This is their major political innovation. It doesn't have to do with any sort of political principle, any sort of issues, any sort of values. It's just about demonstrating how much contempt they have for the left of the party. And look, sometimes electorally it works. It worked obviously for Clinton. It worked for Barack Obama. But if you look under the surface, it has over decades been an utter disaster for the Democratic Party. Look at state
Bobbleheads.
legislatures across the country. Look
Bobbleheads.
at governors' mansions across the country. Look at the way that the Democratic Party, in saying that they're doing everything to try to win over these quote-unquote moderates, has lost every rural part of this entire country.
Every
and meanwhile,
rural
by
part.
the way, if you look at where Joe Biden is vulnerable right now, if he ends up losing, and by the way, I don't think he's going to lose. I think Donald Trump is so terrible that he's
I
ultimately going to
don't
be
know
able to
that.
pull this
I
off.
disagree
But
too.
where
Does
is
she
he
really
vulnerable?
believe that?
It's not
I
with the
hope not.
moderates.
I
It's
mean,
not with the
come on, Crystal.
suburbanites. It's with the young progressives, and it's with the Latinos who backed Bernie Sanders in strong numbers in the primary. So by constantly showing how he's willing to screw them over and constantly showing you exactly how he's going to be if he is president, depressing those groups that they need most to show up to the polls, that creates a real risk for Joe Biden here. So look, I think he's probably going to win because of Donald Trump's manifest failures. But when you think about the coalition they should be building for the future, when you think about the people who they need to inspire to turn out, that is an incredible risk that Joe Biden has taken upon himself in punching left and being more aggressive against the left of the party than any other adversary, really foreign or domestic. And it really was outrageous to me, Sagar, like over and over, not once, not twice,
like 5 times,
not 3 times. I mean, it was the one thing that Biden was like completely, utterly clear about. And look, this has been their strategy for decades. It's who he is. No one should have any illusions otherwise. But the fact that he goes so over the top in touting how he crushed Bernie and crushed the left and stands against the Green New Deal and stands against Medicare for all. Ira, the funky academic friend of the show, said Trump was more willing to defend white supremacists than Biden was to defend Medicare for all.
Well, I thought.
Yeah.
Totally true.
Yeah. What is Biden giving the average person? Average? I don't know. What's average anymore? What is he giving anybody to vote for him for?
Not a damn thing. It's his platform, and he approved of it, right?
Yeah. I approve this message.
Nothing. And you know what? I'm in, pretty much a red wing state, but
Yeah,
I'm
you are.
only seeing more and more support for Trump. I mean, when he said before, if I shot some guy on Park Avenue, I'd still have my supporters. What has he done? Like, do you think his tax is being revealed and all the fraud he's done? They'll just defend him and say, hey, well, look, he knows how to play the system.
Yeah.
He's smart. I mean, that's the kind of defense they'll come up with and have. I still see, no matter what, more and more Trump supporters. I've never seen one Biden supporter here. Not one.
Right. And I would be shocked by that, Chris. I mean, Utah, I expect that from Utah, living there some of my life. I understand the type of people that live there. So that doesn't shock me. But when I hear about it from people in San Diego or even up here in the Pacific Northwest, when I drive around, I see more Trump signs than I do Biden. We're screwed because that's the strong blue, territories, and Trump's got those. So I don't know what the hell Crystal's thinking.
I don't know either. I mean, hopeful thinking, maybe.
Come on, Eyes. What is Crystal thinking? You're the one who brings her every day. Get in her mind.
I think Crystal's caught in a little bit of a bubble, and I think you both would agree with that.
A corporate bubble? Maybe?
Probably corporate bubble, but that Washington bubble, even though they're not out of Washington, they're out of Virginia, I think. But this is. I threw it out there in the green room too this morning. I think there is a outside chance with people getting out to vote. I think if it's a large turnout or a larger turnout, I think the odds are diminished that Trump will win a little. But again, he's going to bring, like that last clip said, he owns rural everywhere. He even owns rural up here in Washington State, which is, the only place in Washington State that's not, that's not 100%. Lewis County, that would be John Birch area, but even Thurston County is a little bit tweener. He owns that too. So, as far as it goes, I think it's that.
They ain't going to turn out shit. They rigged the last 2 primaries. Those who thought about turning out and were in support of Bernie, they're not going to fucking turn out.
And they're
just not. It's going to be a low turnout. You watch.
This is why I'm betting with the ladies here. I don't think Biden's got a chance. There's no momentum. There's no energy. No nothing behind him.
You need the energy. Otherwise, I think a lot of people are just going to leave the top of the ballot blank, not vote for either one of them.
Yeah.
I think that's going to happen. But then the diehard Trump supporters are definitely going to mark that box for Trump.
Right.
But everyone else is like, what's the difference between the two of them? They're both idiots. They're both rapists. They're both corporate. Yeah, there's nothing to vote for if you're on the left or an independent. It's like,
but Chris, Roe versus Wade is on the ballot, so you have to vote for the Democrats because then abortion will be illegal. Do you think it would make a difference? Look who Obama put up as a nomination.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't even matter.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that lady that they're going to put in, I don't think is going to.
She's not going to overturn abortion.
No, I mean, because that's individual rights and freedoms.
No, I don't think she's going to either. She said
something about states' rights.
Yeah.
And
if anything, they'd throw it back on the states.
Yeah. Same old.
I think that's about it. And then but that would be that's harder on the people that need it the most.
Yeah.
It is.
Because they can't travel to do it, you know. And then
Sadly,
you
we
have the
see this with
backstreet
lots of different
abortions. When you start making those arguments, like in the Supreme Court, I think that's why Roe versus Wade was won, is because it's better to do it that way than have the backwoods abortions with a coat hanger.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, and once people actually understand how much worse it is, and because they've done it before.
Yeah,
And
it doesn't
and
stop
it was illegal
abortion.
before,
Yeah.
and it was horrible.
Yeah.
It was
If you want a good movie, go watch If These Walls Could Talk. It was produced by Cher back in
Saw
the
that, yeah.
late 90s. And
Yeah.
it's 3 stories of how abortion affect women's lives. It was an amazing.
if you don't want to sit through that, watch Dirty Dancing.
Yeah, watch. I think that's or Hallmark Channel. I
Yeah.
No,
I forgot
Dirty
that
Dancing
was
has
the
a
moral
scene
of
where
that
they did a
story. Yeah.
coat hanger abortion, and it's like, do you want to go back to that? Is that really your Christian values?
Right.
Is it?
No.
Because
Yeah, it's all a show with them. They're not going to take away.
they don't care about the baby once it's born.
No,
No,
and
no.
Pull
they're-
yourself up by your bootstraps.
Yeah.
You
Even
know.
if you don't have boots.
No, they're
Even
not.
if you're not big enough to wear boots yet.
They're,
Like,
the current recipients of Social Security, they're not going to go after them. They're not going to go after Roe versus Wade. They're not going to everything that a lot of the things the Democrats are screaming they're going to do. They're not going to do because they're not that stupid.
it's a fear tactic
it
to
is.
get people to
It's-
vote
it's
for
a
Biden.
fear tactic.
That's what
That's all it is.
It's always
Yeah,
been
exactly.
Yeah,
a fear tactic. I don't fall for it. I vote my conscience.
Yeah,
and
and
my
you should.
conscience tells me anything, anything
Right.
but Biden or Trump.
And if
Anything but the corporate party.
Yeah, and
So-
if you don't vote your conscience, you end up getting the Bushes and the Trumps and everything else because they
Third party, no matter who.
they never learn.
Seriously.
They never learn. Hey, we got Vegematics in here, Chris, and we
Oh,
got
Veg!
Jerry Streeter and Schultze and Insight and Awareness. Good morning.
Brett
Vic.
McKinney.
Yeah, Brett McKinney.
He says Cider House Rules, a good movie too.
Yeah, it was.
I think there was a scene about that in Cider House.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got.
A dingo. Hello.
I-
Both parties fundraise off abortion.
They
yeah.
do.
Yeah, they do.
both
They
do it.
absolutely do, and they're going to fundraise off of their loss with Biden losing too. And I don't think it's going to go so well this time. But Brett McKinney and I have something in common here. After the debate, even the Magic 8-Ball said you're fucked. I have a Magic 8-Ball, and
I'm
mine
gonna
said
find
the
mine. I
same
don't know where mine went.
thing.
It was sitting here.
Yeah, mine
don't
said the
have
same
one.
damn thing, Brent. You're absolutely right. That's the Magic 8-Balls are speaking to us through the universe. We have a short clip here. I need to find it. There it is. Okay. This is just a short one. What is this? This is RT.
Wait a minute. You get the final word, Mr.
Well, it's hard to get any word in with this clown. Excuse me. This.
Hey,
this
let me
person.
just say,
No. I'm Mr. President.
3.5
Mr.
million,
President.
Joe.
That is.
That made me sad that Joe was disrespectful like that. Come on, the Democrats are supposed to rise above that shit, and he got down in the mud with it.
Well, he tried to, but at some point he said, "Shut up." Will you just shut up? And then he called him a clown. And at some point, I was thinking, that's how he should have just went into that. Just if that was the way Trump was going to play, then
Well,
just
the way
go
he
in.
said that, he said it like he says it probably 20 times a day at home.
Yeah.
It just rolled right off of his tongue. Oh, that clown, this clown.
Freudian slip, and that's
Yeah, it was.
that brings it with a multitude of arrogance as well, which does not bode well. But he started out respectful,
So
talking to
arrogant, no
Mr.
way.
President, and that sort of stuff. We have a Wipey Award today, and
We have a
it's
tie for the Wipey
a
Award.
tie for the Wipey Award. This is cool. We haven't had a tie for the Wipey Award. Go ahead, Chanda.
So last night we had Ryan Knight says no one on the stage tonight was fighting for the poor, the working class, communities of color, or the planet. This is why we need a hashtag People's Party. And then of course, Fiorella Isabella, never missing a beat, says the American people lost in this debate. And as long as they continue to vote for less of evils, relying solely on electoral politics, they'll continue to lose. Oligarchs won't give you their power. You have to take it.
Oh, absolutely. I nailed it. And Fiorella's our, all-time Wipey Award champion. Ryan Knight's right there with her, and we have some other ones. We also have another honorable mention here. I think I put this one in. Ryan Knight, the corporate media got 2016 wrong, and they got tonight's debate wrong, too. Trump energized his base tonight.
Yep.
They don't care about civility and politics. Biden played to the center, which he already has shored up. He needed to appeal to the left, but instead he pandered to the right. No shit. That's that dumb moment.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock moment.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I mean, that's been their role here. We have another one here, and this is Chanda. What's this? Howie
So
Hawkins.
then we had Howie Hawkins tweeting out, Biden says the Green New Deal is not my plan. That's right, Joe. It's my plan. Howie Hawkins is running for president as the Green Party. And then we had our own local Jason Call. Of course, Trump is a maniac and can't have another term. Of course. So Biden is just going to have to be the adult in the room and support hashtag Medicare for all and hashtag the Green New Deal. I mean, for the good of democracy, right? To save democracy. Of course, that was,
little sarcastic.
Hopefully that was sarcastic.
It was being
I don't know that.
sarcastic.
I don't know him, so I don't.
No, Jason.
Hopefully that's sarcastic.
Jason was being sarcastic. If they really wanted to beat Trump and they really were scared of Trump being this maniac getting a second term, they would have embraced the things that the actual base of the left wants. And they didn't throw us one fucking bone.
No bones. No bones for the wicked here. No bones for the wicked. We're going to talk about that a little bit later too, and it's a little foreshadowing I'm not looking forward to. Now, this one, I think you brought this, Chanda. Let's see what
this is body language. I found this really interesting.
Body language. Okay.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us in Decision 2020.
Shit.
It was everything we thought it would be. The first debate of the 2020 presidential election, delivering fireworks and drama as both candidates at times lobbed personal attacks at each other.
It was a clash of policy and personalities in Cleveland. President Donald Trump and Democratic nominee Joe Biden squaring off in their first face-to-face matchup this election. The candidates sharing a debate stage as the U.S. faces the coronavirus pandemic and a racial justice movement that has gripped the nation. An opportunity for each candidate to paint their opponent as wholly unfit to lead the nation through it all. Moderator Chris Wallace challenging the candidates on 6 topics during the 90-minute event.
Will you shut up, man?
Listen,
this is so
He's going to pack the
unprecedented.
court. There's nothing smart about you, Joe.
Everything he's saying so far is simply a lie.
I've done more than you've done in 47 years, Joe. He wants to shut down this country, and I want to keep it open.
The president has no plan.
Well, we know a lot of you are talking about what was said between the two. At times, both Trump and Biden and even moderator Chris Wallace were all talking over each other. But it's the body language of tonight's debate that can be maybe even more revealing.
Team 12's Mitch Carr reached out to an expert on the subject. And Mitch, what did you find out?
Cody Bay, Tracy Brown has learned to expose the lies of criminals or witnesses in court cases through their body language.
Oh, shit.
So tonight we asked her to take a look at President Donald Trump and former Vice President Joe Biden. She told us she could see plenty without having to hear a thing.
Oh, my God.
One place where President Trump's true emotions were easy to see was on the economy. He was both proud and defensive.
That hit Trump really hard, and you saw him start to fluff his feathers. Did you see him? Did you see him open up his chest like that?
I brought back 700,000 jobs. They brought back nothing. They gave up on manufacturing.
On masks, Brown says he may actually have been afraid.
I believe Trump is actually fearful of putting on his mask.
You have to understand, if you look, I mean, I have a mask right here. I put a mask on, when I think I need it.
He pulled his lips back, or the corners of his mouth, when he pulled his mask out and he was talking about it. And I think he's terrified of wearing a mask.
As for Biden, he is a trained politician.
It's not his brand to be really emotive.
And the only time he really showed emotion was when his sons were mentioned.
With Biden, like he's just more polished.
Polished
now,
turd.
on the to those polish, it's worth noting that Biden did tell Trump to shut up. He did tell him sarcastically, keep yapping. So it wasn't all polish all the time with Joe Biden. And that's why she told me that whether you understand body language or not, tonight's debate did very little to inform voters who still haven't decided how to cast their vote for. Live from the Information Center.
This is a local news report from Arizona. So even they're saying that the voters got nothing out of the debate
Utah
yesterday.
said the same thing.
Right? How shocking is that? But I agree with the Trump thing. I think that he is scared of his mask because he's afraid people won't see him. He's such a narcissist. He has to be the center of attention, and he's afraid he puts that mask on and somehow you can't see him anymore. He loses his power. I agree that he's scared of ornaments.
I agree. I don't think it takes a
But the mask is an improvement.
It is.
Yeah, it is an improvement. I don't
Cover
think.
up those stupid lips that are always.
Yeah. I did this. I'm the greatest thing since soft ice cream. Honestly, I'm surprised Joanne Reed didn't have her body language expert on too. So,
Right.
Jilly Love with the poo emoticon. I don't think it takes a body language expert to get a lot of what that was being telegraphed last night. But thanks for that. That was a cool report, and Arizona, no less. You're right, absolutely.
Yeah, I follow a lot of local.
Yeah. This is.
stations.
We got some more memes here, courtesy of Chanda. What is this?
Come on, Chris Wallace did carry Biden a lot last night. He attacked Trump quite a few times in defense of Biden, I thought.
Yeah, what's that other meme? What's that?
That's Herbert. Where's Franklin with his? Would you like some popsicles?
Oh my!
And who's the other guy? I don't know. They're both
Family Guy.
Chris Wallace.
Yeah,
Is that
Family
Chris
Guy.
Wallace?
Yeah,
Like the guy carrying the other guy? That's
Yeah,
Chris Wallace.
yeah. It's Chris Wallace carrying
You know
Biden.
what? Chris Wallace has actually been doing a really good job lately.
Really?
Yeah, I watch Fox 13, like our local channel, because actually that's the more, I don't want to say liberal, but more fun. It doesn't have all Mormons on the cast. They're like people who actually can enjoy adult beverage and,
really?
normal people. So it tends to go over to Face the Nation or whatever. Anyway, Chris Wallace has been like on point attacking both sides.
Good.
So
Good.
I'm about that. It's like, who would know that Fox News did a better job at covering crap? But I think Chris Wallace has done a really good job questioning.
Well,
everything.
since CNN and MSNBC lost their fucking minds in 2015,
they have.
basically, they are
I can't
the
watch them.
worst.
They're pandering too much to Biden and Clinton and all that. They're just, and Obama. That's all they can talk about. So I have nothing left but to watch Fox News and Chris Wallace. But actually, I haven't been too pissed at him lately.
Yeah. God dang, too. Yeah, Chris. Mormons in Utah. Who knew? Okay. We got another meme here.
I think we're getting to the end of this segment.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. I like this. This is Agent Nick Fury, right?
Yeah. The next debate moderator will be, I said 2 minutes, motherfuckers. That's Samuel L. Jackson.
What's that backseat one there? Is that?
Oh, and that's Chris Wallace. If you two little shits don't stop fighting, I will turn this car around right now.
See, Chris Wallace is the bomb right now. I'm
Nailed
serious.
it.
Watch him.
Nailed it.
He's really good right now.
Yeah.
I did like when he was like, "Stop, Mr. President." I mean, like, when have those words ever been uttered in history before?
Did you see that interview with him with Trump? I thought Trump looked like a dumbass, but he was really good. He actually questioned him.
Yeah.
And then he will go after Biden too.
Thus is why they're attacking Chris Wallace as being a poor moderator.
Yeah, he was a poor moderator, I thought.
But he might be better this year.
Yeah, he might be.
I don't know.
So these are some of the best memes I saw last night. We're going to need a bigger moderator. You laugh and you mock him, but after tonight, Kanye West isn't looking that bad, is he? And then I love the Muppets. Yip, 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 yip. Nope.
Oh my gosh, I remember those.
Yeah, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. And what's this? Debate
that every American immediately after the debates
has
outside
a
smoking a cigarette, rolling your eyes.
Oh, shit. No kidding. My God, that was something. Wow. Thanks for those wonderful memes. Let's have
thank you, Internet Land.
Yeah, we'll probably be reduced to memes one of these days, the way they're clamping down on everything.
That's all we have is memes.
All right. We've come to the moment of the show that we have to bring out the United spot. We know.
Just laugh at it, guys.
Good evening and welcome to the debate. Sleepy Joe, I didn't think you were going to show up. Hey, man, who said that? Hey, Joe, you remember when you said you were going to beat the hell out of me? Hey, wait, man. I didn't say that, man. Come on, man. Hey, where the hell am I? That's what I thought. You're all talk, Joe. This is going great. All come together. Wow, I finally get to meet my hero, Donald Reagan. Hey, Joe, did you take your special vitamins? Hey, excuse me, Mr. Reagan. Can I have your autograph? You want my autograph? Man, would I? I'm a big fan. I've been a fan of yours since, for 180 years. Joe, are you sure you want to do this? Joe, you don't have to answer that. Of course that's where I'm at. Where are you, Joe? I'm at the pool. I'm a lifeguard. Joe, do you want to take a break, buddy? You're a lifeguard, Joe? No, man. Of course I'm a lifeguard. I gotta go tell Corn Pop to get the hell off the diving board. Hey, Corn Pop's a bad
Corn
name.
Pop.
That's not Corn Pop, Joe. And we're not at the pool. Hey, you want to see my hairy legs? No, I'd rather not. I got hairy legs, and they turn blonde. Yeah, everybody knows about your hairy legs, Joe.
Nancy.
Nobody wants to hear hairy legs.
Hairy legs.
Hey, is it break time yet? No, Joe, it's not break time yet. Earpiece? What earpiece? I'm not wearing an earpiece. What? Yeah, what earpiece? Hey, somebody get Joe a stool. Teammates, somebody get Joe a stool.
Get him out of the high chair.
Sample? Hey, so where are all the kids at? Very far away from you, Joe. I'm bored. Hey, y'all want to play some Uno? Joe, wake up. You're at a debate. Debate? What the hell's a debate? Damn it, Joe. Don't you blow this for me. Hey, did someone say blow?
Yes, it
Oh, man. I gotta pee. Didn't you wear your Depends? Oh, yeah. I forgot. What are you doing? Oh, yeah. Joe, are you taking a piss on live TV? Oh, that's better. I ain't gotta pee no more. Come on. Looks like Joe's gonna need a diaper change.
Yes, he is.
Hey, what's that say? Hey, my name, I can't see the teleprompter. Can you bring it closer? This is gonna be too easy. What a maroon. Hey, Joe, where's Hunter's tax return?
Oh,
hey,
shit.
everybody. The president just said my name on TV. Joe? Time out. Time out? I need to take a break. We haven't even started yet. Well, I'm tired. I gotta take a nap. Joe, presidents don't sleep. Wait, what? I need my 16 hours. This is gonna be a freaking landslide. Oh, man. I don't feel good. I give up, man. I don't want to do this no more. Yes! Our plan worked!
There was a cut in there we missed, but so you guys got to watch the whole thing.
Yeah, you got to. You know what? The right wingers know how to bring it home on that stuff. I gotta say,
They do.
Yeah, it's too easy with Biden though. It's just way too easy. Way.
And Pelosi. And
Oh
Schumer.
yeah. I by the way,
yeah.
we do bad lip reading. I get to be Pelosi.
That's right.
That's right.
A few more tweets. So Trump's closing last night. There's been no peaceful transition. They tried to do a coup. They spied on my campaign. They were a disaster, a disgrace to our country. And we caught them all. We caught you, Joe. You wanted to do the Logan Act against General Flynn. And that was his closing last night.
Yeah.
That was actually it.
There's no substance on anything that's going to help the American public. I think that's one of the points Jimmy Dore is losing his shit over. They said nothing about helping people in this time of COVID, about doing jobs or anything else.
No,
What
they said on my local channel was like they didn't say what their plan was. They were just criticizing each other, saying, I can handle it better. No, I can do it better.
Yeah.
They had absolutely zero plan.
Nothing. Yeah, and again,
No substance.
they've-
Even right-wingers can realize that.
absolutely. They just amplified what they've been saying in the mainstream media for the last 6 months. It's just insane. What's
So
this?
this is a tweet from Trump this morning. He says nobody wants Sleepy Joe as a leader, including the radical left, which he lost last night. He disrespected Bernie, effectively called him a loser.
Oh, geez.
He's right.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like you can't argue
Isn't that
with
sad that Trump is right?
Yeah, I know.
That's horrible.
What's that?
That's true.
Being a progressive in America is watching the absolute worst people being propped up as heroes and everybody pretending you are are radical for pointing it out. Biden's 2020 platform is basically him saying he's not going to try to fix anything his last 40 years of voting record has created.
Yeah, truth hurts. I mean, really, nothing will fundamentally change.
Yeah,
and
he said that.
Once again, this is
That when we need change the very most, he's saying nothing will fundamentally change.
absolutely,
So-
absolutely, and this is not going to inspire people to get out and vote. They're just going to throw their hands out in the air. They're going to step outside and have a cigarette and look at the horizon. So
I'm like third party. Like, I mean, not that it matters in my state. They'll all vote for Trump.
yeah,
I know.
Yeah, I know they will. They, it's just nuts. Again, I'm very concerned that those who are betting on a Biden win are going to lose that bet. This was a big frickin' story, but it just got glossed over. The Hill touched on it. Let's check this out.
And this is the story of really America today, because we'll juxtapose it with something that came out yesterday. 28,000 people are being fired by Disney. Now, those are the people who, through no fault of their own, are suffering because of what's happening with these parks and the coronavirus. And it goes to show you that the fiscal bridge, this is Joe Weisenthal's tweet here, the fiscal bridge that Congress created in the beginning of this pandemic, it's over. It's not enough. These permanents of these job losses, and even if they reopen over several years, are they really going to come back to 100% capacity? It never happens. At least 20% of those people will never be able to work at Disney again. Many of the people, if you read about Disney culture in them, many of them worked there for years. Yeah. They went all in. I mean, this was their livelihood. It's something that they loved doing with all of their hearts. And now, what are they going to do?
Well, and it's a perfect encapsulation of who bears the costs of this moment. It's not going to be the Disney shareholders. Yeah, it's not going to be the executives. It's not going to be the high-level people. It's going to be the rank-and-file workers who suffer the most at Disney and across our economy. We were looking at the fact 40% increase in bankruptcy filings in New York as small businesses go under, which is devastating for the owners and also the workers at those businesses. We've also seen the acceleration of permanent job loss. You see who this all falls on the most heavily, and I think that's why the Disney story is so important. You know, the airlines are facing the exact same thing. You'll recall, and we've talked to Sarah Nelson here, who's the president of the Flight Attendants Union. We've talked to others who represent those workers. Look, they had actually a good bailout package. It was written well, so that the money that went from Congress to the airline industry went directly to protecting worker jobs. Well, that provision is expiring, okay? And Congress has not done anything, obviously, as you all know from watching the show, has not done anything to re-up that provision. So you've got also probably tens of thousands of airline workers who are about to experience layoffs as well, and no help in sight whatsoever for them. Again, the executives are going to be fine. The shareholders ultimately are going to be fine. The people who are going to bear the brunt of all of this are the workers. And then, you know, meanwhile, these people at JP Morgan Chase and these other financial criminal enterprises around the world, they get to make tons of money and have zero accountability and live large, and it's no problem.
That's what I really want to know, which is if you made more than $1 billion, then this ain't enough.
Yeah, 28,000. Sure, we've lost thousands and thousands of jobs ever since the early 2000s, when they started exporting all of our labor forces. You know, millions of jobs we've lost, and we've been reduced economically as a populist. But when you see and think about it, Disney, the entertainment industry, has such ramifications all the way across the board, from entertainment to restaurants to everything else to transportation. So those 28,000 jobs are going to equal 10 times the number of job losses, I believe. 10 times, not a couple. I mean 10 times that. So we're going to be talking about million plus jobs just because of that one move, which, you know, businesses like Disney are going to do. What do you ladies think? Are we at the precipice of the economic apocalypse, the labor apocalypse in this country?
It doesn't have to be this way. Okay, for one, I don't think the airline industry is ever going to be the same again. If it's not this epidemic, there's going to be another one and another one and another one. People shouldn't be flying back and forth between countries, because that's how they spread really easily, and people aren't going to feel comfortable flying again. So, like the airline industry, they can't keep it up artificially. The Disney, I'm sorry, people aren't going to be big on going to theme parks with what's going on. Let them go out of business. It's time for a UBI, because we can't keep these people employed. And they're shit jobs anyway. Yeah. Okay. Gives people some money. Give them some space to be creative and make money, you know, on top, because people will. If they have a standard UBI and they can go out and make more money, they're going to do it. They're going to want to find a way to make more money. Yeah. I mean, people who are 40 or work 40 hours a week at a shit job, they'll go and work a second job. It's not even enough. But people who have the free time and the capability, especially if they have health care that's not tied to a job. And that's the other thing that they did not address at all, neither one of those candidates, like employment being tied to your medical insurance.
That's huge.
That does not fucking work. And I don't know why more people aren't screaming that from the rooftops. That plan does not work.
Yeah, especially now.
Especially now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's yeah. That's
I'm gonna have to get out of here, guys. But at least turn off the camera for a minute.
Yeah, no, go right ahead.
My back is killing me. I'm gonna start.
No, you've sat for a long time. You've been sitting for an hour.
Yeah, no, that's fine, Chris. We're
But
gonna.
I love you guys.
Yeah.
All of you guys. Julie, it was so good to see you. Elwowski, Barbara. I can't see Insight and Awareness. I love that name.
Yeah, that's our friend Vic, and Jordan Allen and Keith Hayes. Yeah.
Anyone else at Jordan Allen? Anyone else I missed? It's great to see y'all. And I will be back on my channel eventually.
Yeah, and join us next
when I
week.
Get my crap together.
if you feel up to it, join us. We'll look for you on Wednesdays for sure.
Yeah, I'll try to do it on Wednesdays.
That'd be wonderful.
That'd
be wonderful. If you talk to the Green Report, Alex, if she's free too. I know you talk to her and Sandy.
Alex too.
Sandy.
I know.
And,
Alex is wonderful.
Yeah,
I was hoping she'd be here today.
Yeah. So anyway, thank you, Chris. Have a great day.
Chris Foster. Okay, wait. I have a message for Chris Foster.
Oh yeah, Chris Foster. Yeah, I
love you. Thank you so much for being a Patreon on my channel. But will you do me a favor and just stop? I know that's really weird to ask, but you don't need to donate to me anymore. It just because of my disability. It will just go against my disability, so you're paying for nothing.
Well, I guess I'm going to have to become a Patreon on your thing if you're going to be that way. So I'm going to go and Patreon.
I love you, Chris Foster.
Yeah.
I love you so much for all your support.
Yeah,
I will be back on. Love you too, Veg. I miss you so much, Melissa. Thank you. Gosh, I miss you guys, Schultze. All my favorite people.
Yeah, well, come back next Wednesday. They'll be here.
Come back.
Come on.
Okay, I'm going to try to do that because I'm just worried that my YouTube channel might hurt my.
Yeah, well, this is ours, so it's not yours. You're just coming on as a guest. Thank you so much, Chris. Yeah. We love having you here. So next Wednesday, we'll look for you if you're up to it, okay?
Okay, sounds great. Love you guys.
Bye-bye.
Love you. So glad you're doing well.
See ya.
See you. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, we're going to make a little change here real quick in the setup. I'm going to take out that camera. I'm going to move Chanda over to the left here.
I'm shuffling.
There's shuffling, and we're going to get back to it. So, yes. Hey there, Chanda. Nice to see you. Long time no see. Yeah. The other big story, and that was connected to that story, I just put them in reverse, is what we have. We've got Dharma here wanting to go up. And let me get
and this is the story of really America today, because we'll juxtapose it with something that came out yesterday. 28,000 people are being fired by Disney. Now, those are the people who, through no fault of their own, are suffering because of what's happening with these parks and the coronavirus. And it goes to show you that the fiscal bridge, this is Joe Weisenthal's tweet here, so the fiscal bridge that Congress created in the beginning of this pandemic, it's over. It's not enough. These permanents of these job losses, and even if they reopen over several years, are they really going to come back to 100% capacity? It never happens. At least 20% of those people will never be able to work at Disney again. Many of the people, if you read about Disney culture in them, many of them have worked there for years. Yeah. They went all in. I mean, this was their livelihood. It's something that they loved doing with all of their hearts. And now, what are they going to do?
Well, and it's a perfect encapsulation of who bears the costs of this moment. It's not going to be the Disney shareholders.
Yeah.
It's not going to be the executives. It's not going to be the high-level people. It's going to be the rank-and-file workers who suffer the most at Disney and across our economy. We were looking at the fact 40% increase in bankruptcy.
What did I do? Start the same clip over again?
I have no idea.
I think I did. Let me get this back over here. Let me restart it at the beginning. Anyway, J.P. Morgan Chase really did a bad thing, and let me see if I can get it reset here. It was great having Chris on today, don't you?
Yeah, it was. I've missed Chris. I used to do the Dames of Doom with Chris every Wednesday on her channel, the Natural Progressive, through most of the summer until she was sick coming into summer. We knew something was up, but I'm glad that they've figured it out, because it was scary not knowing,
Yeah.
So at least now she has some, answer on what's going on. But I miss her. I miss Whitney. Some of you guys know Whitney, the Green Report. She's a Dame of Doom too. my family, my girls.
Yeah, I'm always glad to have the ladies on. I prefer it. I like to be the person behind the curtain, but I got a big mouth. So anyway, let's start this over again. JP Morgan Chase has been getting away with crimes for decades, but let's just run this a little bit, so I won't put you through the whole thing.
Yes, there was a presidential debate yesterday, but there was also a pretty bombshell news in the financial markets. The Justice Department is forcing JP Morgan Chase to pay nearly $1 billion in fines for a years-long scheme to manipulate energy and metals markets, Crystal. This is a bombshell story, and again, most of the press just doesn't want to cover it.
Right.
But if you dig into the details here, 3 separate traders were charged in September 2019. Further investigation by the Department of Justice and the Commodities Futures Trading Commission found that these JP Morgan Chase bankers across 3 separate desks were coordinating something called spoofing.
Right.
That's when you flood the market with orders that you have no intention of actually executing. Flooding of the market was a practice very common before 2008, so it was legal. Now it's illegal, but it doesn't stop people from doing that. They did it for 8 straight years. The fine will be $1 billion. But one of the things we don't learn from the Treasury Department or the DOJ here, who's going after them, how much money did they make? Because if you made more than $1 billion, then you came out on top, didn't you?
That's the way, and that's the way that they look at this, as like a cost of doing business, you know. And this fine is much larger than what they're normally, you know, slap on the wrist. So at least this will bite like a tiny, tiny bit. But yeah, you're talking about organized crime.
Yes, they're getting RICO'd.
Over 8 years, tens of thousands of transactions. This wasn't like they slipped up and they did it once or twice. No, this crossed 3 different trading desks. This was across every like precious metal market. This was tens of thousands of transactions. Now, compare the accountability of this type of crime versus the low-level crime where they absolutely throw the book at you. I mean, it reveals that if you have enough money, if you're well-connected enough, there are 2 systems of justice, because there is very little direct accountability for any of these actions, which again took place over years and tens of thousands of transactions, organized criminal behavior. It reminds me of the story we covered too about the way that all of these major banks, Deutsche Bank being the worst offender, but all of them basically looking the other way when drug cartels are moving money around or money's being used to finance terrorism, doing whatever it takes to make a buck, because at the end of the day, they really don't care, and there's really very little consequences.
This conspiracy, I mean, just the more you learn about it.
Yeah, can we call this our no duh movement?
No duh.
The problem I have is it's like with everything, and the ramifications of appointing these goddamn judges, Trump's judges and Supreme Court, is these fines and fees are going to get reduced because they're going to be more conservative on their thing, because those are the ones.
The rich protect the rich.
The rich
they always have. They always will.
This is nothing new. Once again, we have to do something about this as a country, because the criminals are in charge of everything. And if you go in there and you steal a can of beans to feed yourself or your family, you get the book thrown at you and you go to prison. The accountability, and I'm going to juxtapose this myself with Barack Obama not prosecuting Bush. I mean, these past presidents, Barack Obama included, Bill Clinton, for all his crimes, they should have been prosecuted, but it's a big club, baby, and you ain't in it. There you go, Pat. Again, this is huge. Once again, Exxon Valdez, they got the reduced fine. Monsanto,
BP when they punched a hole in the earth.
Yeah, these corporations, it's all about, it doesn't matter what the cost is, it's how much they make. So if it costs them $1 billion in fines, but they make $1 trillion, it has to be $920 million, I think, was the fine. And with the banking thing too, they got away scot-free, and their fines, what was it, Jamie Dimon, he got some crazy low fine for that fraud, and Jamie Dimon's still viable and he's not in prison. So if you don't put these assholes in prison, then you're going to keep getting screwed. Roll me over and do it again. That's what our public does. So let's move on. And Chris Foster, gosh, we want Chris Foster to moderate the next debate. I think Chris would do a great job in there.
Chris cracks me up.
Yeah, it cracks me up. What do we got, Chanda?
We got a fire report, guys. Like I said, California is burning to the ground. One of the major fires, which is the glass fire, which sparked last week, is 0% contained. They're evacuating half of Santa Rosa. Go ahead and take a look at the clip.
Firefighters being presented more of a challenge right now as we see these winds kicking up, and you can see this fire raging on the hillside behind me. I'm standing on Silverado Trail right now, and there are new evacuations in effect for the town of Calistoga that is south of Lincoln Avenue. We've seen these flames raging what it looks like over 100 feet in the air. This is all along the Deer Park community. This community was evacuated yesterday, and a closer look at some of these neighborhoods. We've seen several homes already on fire. No idea of how much damage yet was able to occur overnight because CAL FIRE has been busy with these further evacuations. Now, north of this area is Angwin. That is another community that was evacuated yesterday. And, northwest of this area, this is where the fire has been burning. Now, other evacuations on the south side of 128. And we want to be clear on this. Emergency officials are saying do not use 29 to try to evacuate to Napa. At last word, this fire had burned about 2,500 acres. That number is likely to go up since we've seen these flames just raging
there should be a cut on
overnight.
that, yeah.
It is 0% contained. In fact,
so this is wine country. 2,500 acres, 0% contained, and
this is just one fire. This is just the glass fire. There's the Zog fire, there's the August complex fire, there's fires that we had a month ago that are still raging. These are just some pictures I grabbed.
Holy shit.
Can you imagine standing outside watching your house just fucking go up?
Yeah,
I mean, with everything that's going on in 2020, to lose everything in a fire.
So at what point do these insurance companies declare bankruptcy and default on the claims, or do they? Or they just...
Well, most of them, both of my children are in insurance, and most of these don't get paid out. If they are a forest fire like this, they're an act of God. So you've got to pay attention to all of the clause in your insurance policy, because sometimes they don't pay out.
Don't these insurance companies consider the fact that if they don't pay up on these fire insurance claims, that their house might be burned down?
They don't give a shit.
Well, I think things are going to get really, really, really real horror show in the next 6 months. That's not.
So this is getting worse. We got Santa Ana winds for the rest of the week. Very, very dry, bad conditions in California, Northern California. Yeah, I think we're going to see more fires, and sadly, this isn't going to stop.
And Washington,
we are looking at a La Nina this year, which I don't know if that'll help.
It's supposed to cool things down. Is that what's supposed to do?
Yeah, but La Ninas typically tend to be dry for California. So, like in the Northwest, we're really wet on a La Nina year, and that's because the jet stream's hitting us, and it's not going to the south of us, which would be California.
Well, the last La Nina that I remember, and I'm sure they've had some since, was back in 1996, and that was really horrible.
Yeah.
What do we got here? We've got Al Walsky, $10 from Al.
Wow.
Trumpsters are twisted but dedicated thinkers who refuse to be confused by the facts. Well said. Well said, Al.
They are dedicated thinkers.
They are.
Got to give them that.
They're cultists, aren't they? Just like the establishment Dems, right?
I refuse to call people that because I was called that directly to my face by my local Democratic Party when, us Bernie people joined, and they were like, you guys are just cultists. You're part of the Bernie cult. And so even though, they do have some attributes of a cult or cult-like behavior, I just refuse to call them that.
Well, it's like Bernie bros, I guess. It's like,
right.
It's all labeling.
I never mind being called a Bernie bro, though, because I'm like, fuck you. I'm a chick. I'm a Bernie chick. Whatever.
Yeah, I get you, but I see, with Al's point, Trumpsters are twisted but dedicated thinkers. That was the Pantsuit Nation. Same.
They refuse to be confused by facts, and that's true, man. You can't drop no facts on those guys.
No, I say the same about the Clinton supporters. I mean, they refused. I'm not defending anybody. They're all lying, criminal, thieving, power-hungry sycophants that are just destroying what we had left in our democracy. So I don't know. I don't know where to go anymore. I wanted to give the New York Slimes a shout out today. This was kind of like, yeah, duh. And unfortunately, Rising doesn't. They don't live and die on this hill, but it's more believable than anything. New York Times fake newsing it, maybe.
There's a big New York Times story got a lot of attention about the ways in which the Trump administration was pressuring the CDC, especially around school reopenings. The headline of this, which we mentioned here yesterday, so that's why I really wanted to clean this up with you all. The headline was "Behind the White House Effort to Pressure the CDC on School Openings." Okay, so something that seems very believable, right?
Yeah, totally.
Trump administration has not been great with regards to keeping hands off of the science, but upon closer examination, it certainly appears that the New York Times wanted to push a particular agenda here rather than sticking strictly to the facts. So a writer, Zainab Tafiki, pointed all of this out. Let's go ahead and throw the first tweet up on the screen. One of the major points that that was made in this article was basically that the White House had pressured the CDC to separate out the 18 and under category versus what they describe as the normal under 25 category. Well, if you're trying to make a point about school children, doesn't it make sense that what you would want to know about is the under 18 category, which is exactly what's being pointed out here? There are other issues. So they mischaracterize a study from South Korea. That's the second part of the tweet there. There are deceptions around the first day of school and how important that is to the situation. There are deceptions around whether or not school closings are really a mental risk. Obviously, they really are a mental health risk. That's something that should be considered in anything. So overall, Sagar, it just seems like if you go through this article line by line, there were a lot of areas where the New York Times is trying to shade the facts to paint the Trump administration in a particular way that fit a preset notion that they had in their heads about how the Trump administration has been behaving.
New York Slimes would never do that.
Yeah, I mean, Keith Hayes says does not sound fake. Fake news about fake news, or fake news about fake news. Thanks, Keith. That cleared it right up. I just want to remind everybody, the New York Slimes, Judith Miller, got us into this Iraq mess somewhat 19 years ago. New York, they were culpable and colluding with the current administration to get us into an unending war, another one. And again, I'll go back to juxtaposing things. If we prosecuted all these entities that got us in doing bad things and claiming, oh, we made a mistake, which they haven't, for the most part. Right. Those have been a culprit. We would have the right people, the right entities in prison. Instead, we're putting the low-level offenders, the ones that don't even get people murdered.
And truth tellers like Julian Assange.
Yeah, and that's, Julian Assange, Bradley Manning, Eric Snowden, the rest of them, and I'm going to credit Obama with that too. So, not so much. We're almost through today. You wanted to talk about Tulsi.
Oh, we got to talk about Tulsi, guys. I saw a few of you dropping this in the chat yesterday, so I was like, well, what the hell did Tulsi do? Why is she attacking Ilhan Omar? I don't even know what to think about this. So Tulsi's introduced a bill that will stop ballot harvesting, and so there's some states that allow ballots to be cured or harvested, which we do that here in Washington state. Like 3 or 4 days after the election, we get a list of people in our districts, in our areas, whose ballots got returned for some reason. They missed a signature, they didn't fill in a box, whatever. And we can contact those people and be like, hey, you want to fill out your ballot? You want to fix it? You want your vote to count? Whatever, blah, blah, blah. So it's something that we, the progressives, have absolutely done. And apparently Ilhan's doing it, but we got a Project Veritas video that backs up what Tulsi's saying, but it's Project Veritas. I hate those douchebags. So I don't know. We'll just roll the clips. You guys can decide for yourself what you think.
Tulsi Gabbard is engaging in what is obviously right-wing conspiracy theories when she's amplifying Project Veritas and their smears on Ilhan Omar, who they're basically accusing of mass voter fraud, that, you know, quote-unquote ballot harvesting, quote-unquote cash for ballots. They're trying to basically make it look like Ilhan Omar, who Donald Trump has tried to dehumanize and attack and basically say is not an American, is working to steal the election in her district in Minnesota. And it's absurd. And you have Tulsi Gabbard, who's ostensibly a Democrat, saying the following, saying Project Veritas offers further evidence of the need to ban ballot harvesting. It's not a partisan issue. It's been abused to help both R&D candidates, including in North Carolina and California. Please help by telling your congressional rep to pass our bipartisan bill, HR 8285. And then, you know, in the clip that follows, and I'll play you the clip just to maybe give her side of the story and some semblance of fairness, she tries to argue that, you know, this puts at risk the sanctity of our vote and we need to block this ballot harvesting.
Hey, everybody. We're getting closer and closer to Election Day now, and it is critical to remember that the strength of our democracy lies in the integrity of our elections, that every one of us has to have faith that our vote will count. But right now, there are still many states in our country that allow for something called ballot harvesting. This is a system that allows for third parties to collect and deliver ballots for other people, potentially large numbers of people. Unfortunately, ballot harvesting has allowed for fraud and abuse to occur by those who could tamper with or discard ballots to try to sway an election for or against a certain candidate or party. Now, our vote is our voice. So whether in the midst of a pandemic, as we are now, where mail-in voting is likely to drastically increase, or even in a normal election, no one should get in between a voter and the ballot box. Now, while some states have prohibited vote harvesting or ballot harvesting, many have not, which again allows for abuse from third parties collecting and mishandling ballots. This is something that we've actually seen happen in recent elections. Now, to protect the integrity of our vote in our elections, I've introduced legislation called the Election Fraud Prevention Act with my friend, Representative Rodney Davis. Our bipartisan bill protects the chain of custody for every one of our ballots by prohibiting funding from going to states that allow this practice of ballot harvesting to occur. This bill will actually encourage states to stop this practice that's ripe for fraud and that poses a serious threat to the integrity of our election.
Okay, so that was, I mean, she did like a 10-minute rant. You can go to her YouTube page and watch the whole thing, her explanation of vote harvesting and how it's hurting our elections. But now I'm going to go to the Project Veritas video and just show you what they found inside of, where is this? Michigan, maybe?
Michigan?
I don't know. Hopefully it'll tell you.
Yeah, okay.
James O'Keefe back here on the ground
God.
in Minneapolis. Our undercover journalists at Project Veritas have just exposed a voter fraud ring so widespread that many members of the Somali community here consider it an open secret. Many believe if this corruption continues, there'll be no more free elections. And our sources inside the Somali community here allege that the architect of this pay-for-vote scheme is none other than U.S. Congresswoman Ilhan Omar.
Your focus is winning, no matter what you do. You ignore the rules and regulations. There's no moral and ethics here. It's just the end will justify the means.
Project Veritas has received an explosive piece of tape. The tape you're about to see shows a man buying a registration form for an absentee ballot from a voter, giving him, quote, pocket money, unquote, of $200 and expecting to collect his ballot when the voter receives it.
Did I miss a cut?
No, but you can cut it there because basically it just goes on to show that one guy they were just interviewing and how he says Ilhan Omar is swinging 80,000 to 100,000 votes in Minneapolis to take the state with purchasing ballots, and that they're spending literally millions of dollars to do that. Now, this is Project Veritas. They have smeared Bernie. They've smeared our campaigns. I mean, they've done very little actual reporting. I will give them a few times, maybe in 2016, they got a few things right. But does this make Tulsi a hater? I don't know, guys. I can't say. If Ilhan's doing this and she's manipulating, her campaigns are manipulating, which is legal. You can harvest. I just don't have enough information, I guess, to form an opinion. I don't want to hate on Tulsi that fast because normally I side with Tulsi on a lot of things.
I'm not going to hate on her on this. This James O'Keefe guy, he should be shot into the sun. As far as
he's terrible. He's terrible.
He's a scumbag from the word go. So,
but somebody says is Soros involved? That's what I'm saying. It very well could be Soros is dumping a lot of money into Minneapolis to swing the vote to a blue vote. I could see that.
Yeah, but Ilhan Omar, that's not someone they'd want to swing to.
Right. I just don't see Ilhan doing that. But it's the Somali community, so that makes me wonder.
This makes no sense. In that respect, but yeah, I just
this is what the hype is all about. I'm not willing to hate on either of them.
I'm not going to hate on Tulsi. I mean, in many ways, Tulsi, brought things to the table like Bernie did. So I can't hate on Bernie. I can be disappointed and of what he did as far as bending the knee. And I went after Tulsi. She was the first one to bend her knee to Biden. And then,
she did.
And then,
I forgave her.
Yeah, I got into it with Nico about that a little bit. And then, then Bernie did it. And I knew that was coming. So I didn't go, Bernie would never do that. Oh, bullshit. He did it in 2016 with Hillary Clinton. So,
I get what Tulsi did. Bernie's campaign flat ignored her.
Yeah.
After everything she has done for him for 4 years, what she did for him during the primary.
Yeah.
How many times did she go to bat and battle for Bernie in the primary? Even right down to suing Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
That was just for show. That was for Bernie.
Yeah.
And Bernie couldn't even answer her freaking messages.
Yeah.
I would have been the scorned woman too and said, fuck it, I'm going to endorse Biden.
Yeah, and that's, we should just do a wrap-up show before the end of the world on this whole thing. All right, we're about done here today, but you brought something quite cool here. What's this?
Oh, yeah. So, there's no point in getting worked up about any of this, guys, because the fact of the matter is our entire universe is probably in a tiny glass jar somewhere placed on a shelf in an alien child's room as a science fair project that got a C-.
I saw that movie. I wouldn't give us, I'd give us more like an F-. I mean, it's just really horrible. I didn't know. This is Yankee Candle's new scent. For those of you who are familiar with Yankee Candle, that's their jar.
Shit universe.
A shit universe is the scent. That's perfect, Chanda, perfect. And somebody said about fake news, propaganda puppets. I would say purveyors of propaganda puppets. That's a good one, Melissa. And that was a good one. I know I hate saying fake news because in some way that's qualifying what Dumpy says, but that's what Trump's been saying. He's been twisting realities as we perceive them into his area of business. But no, that's great. And I want to crawl in that jar. Oh, I'm already in that jar.
Yeah, I can see that, Jilly. Jilly says she battled for herself, not for Bernie. Yeah, she was battling for herself. But like when the Elizabeth Warren thing happened and there was all the tension when Warren came out and attacked the Bernie supporters.
Oh, that was the worst part of the whole thing.
Tulsi was the one in the middle there trying to chill everything.
Yeah, I think of all of them, considering Buttigieg and Klobuchar, I think Elizabeth Warren going after Bernie on stage, I think you told me, you called me a liar on national television. That was the biggest bullshit moment of the whole thing.
Right, it was.
It was for me. And that finished me with anything to do with Elizabeth Warren. She's just, obviously, she's just doing doing a show for everybody. So don't even come at me with anything about Elizabeth Warren anymore. I'm done with her. I'm done with all of them.
I'm so done with all of the moderate establishment Dems. I mean, if you're not out there speaking some hard truth to power, I will not give you a second look. And that's why I'm not willing to throw the baby out with the bathwater with Tulsi, because Tulsi has repeatedly stepped up and taken on the powers that be. The DNC, I mean, stepping down like she did in 2016 to support Bernie. She knew she was throwing a freaking potential career away, which just tells me she does have integrity. So
yeah, and again, I know that Fee and Pasta and everybody, they're friends with Tulsi, and
we're not friends, for the record. None of us know Tulsi here.
Well, yeah, I have engineered for a Tulsi interview before, and
look at you!
No,
big time.
No, it was a third party engineering gig, and I got to meet several people, and it was fine. And guess what, people? They're just people. There's nothing special about them. Okay, they just happen to be, in Congress.
Other than they have Medicare for all, and they get dental.
Yeah, they get
vacation.
Yeah. And the ones who tried, I think Uphill Media, John was one of the first to interview AOC back when she started her run, Uphill Media. So, kudos.
I'm not as defensive of AOC as I am of Tulsi.
Yeah, me neither. I got to say. Well, it's been a great show today. It was so nice having Christine on, and everybody in the
I
chat.
miss my Dame of Doom. We are the Dames of Doom.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna hold that in reserve, and we hope Christine comes on again next week. I hope this didn't take too much out of her. I'll be talking to her later. But yeah, it's great. Tracy Navarro, Jordan Allen, Melissa, Brent McKinney. Who else? Did we miss anybody? We had Sirius. We had Al. Thanks again for the super chat, Al. It's we really appreciate the support.
Keith, did you get Keith?
Keith Hayes. And let me see.
Tracy,
I think we got just about. I hope we'd like to at least give people shouts out. And Sirius, of course, our Sirius and Barbara. Vegematic, Brent McKinney. Yeah, I mean, it's just great. Great seeing everybody. And thank you so much. We're going to keep this going. Dharma's in the background applauding all of you. You guys are awesome.
Dharma does.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys, thanks for hanging out over at the Rock, Finn. We got some chats going on over there.
Great.
So I'm excited that we're starting to build the Rock. Finn.
Yeah, we're growing, and we're going to do our best. I'm going to keep doing this, and hopefully I don't fall over in the chair and just leave you guys. But if I do, you get to watch. I'm going to do this as long as I can, and with such a great partner working with me and working so hard, Chanda. I've got to say I appreciate you and all the ladies who contribute to the show, Rhonda, Amber, and Chris, and Alex, and Kelly, and Vic, and everybody, all the ladies, and Franklin, and all the guys that come on. And remember, what do we got tonight? We got Amos is doing his gig, the Progressive Update tonight. And
be kind,
and don't overwind. And then tomorrow, I think Lynn's got something going, but I haven't heard from her yet today.
Lynn, her Thursday thoughts. Yeah, I think she's going to move her Thursday thoughts over to Uphill, right?
Yeah, I need to just reach out and see if she responds. It's okay, but then we're going to be back on Friday with the final dive of the week.
And we've had a cancellation of Brave New Future. Amber just went back to work. I understand, man. Those first few weeks back in the grind for the man, they kick your ass. So
yeah, you got to focus on that.
I don't know what we're gonna do for.
Yeah. And you've pushed Mariana Everson's interview till when?
Yeah, last night I didn't realize the debates were going to run so late. She's a nurse. She gets up at 4:00 in the morning to go to work. She's got kids. So that show is wrote. It's ready to go. I just need to sit down and get a time with her. And she was like, what about Saturday night? And I was like, yeah, Saturday nights are good. And then I was like, oh no, we do the Boomer on Saturday nights. I can't do
I'll be half drunk. I can't do two at once.
Right. So I'm kind of hoping that maybe I can get you to help us out on Sunday, because that's really the only day she has free.
I would love to help out Mariana.
Thank you. I know it's your only day off, so I try not to come at you.
I anything for Mariana, anything for nurses, anything for the ladies to get them out there and get them on the social media platform. No joke on Saturday. And I think that's good for the rest of the week. We have an Outgo song. Tell us about this.
Honestly, I don't know the name of this group. I looked and it wasn't in their rundown. So it's Harvest Moon Neil Young cover.
Okay, cool. And I've got a preview of this gal's voice. This is a nice group. It's not going to break your brains like Zershaya and the Russian mob song. So anyway, thanks, everybody. It's been a great show.
Guys.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Yeah, Barbara.
See you Friday morning.
Yeah, see you Friday morning. And I might see you tonight. So let's see, almost at 5:30 Pacific, Progressive Update.
We'll be tuning in.
We'll be tuning in.
Come a little bit closer. Hear what I have to say. Just like children sleeping, we could dream this night away. There's a full moon rising. Let's go dancing in the light. We know where the music's playing. Let's go out and feel the night. Because I'm still in love with you. I wanna see you dance again. Because I'm still in love with you. On this harvest moon. When we were strangers, I watched you from afar. And when we were lovers, I loved you with all my heart. But now it's getting late, and the moon's climbing high. I want to celebrate, see it shine.